Guys, go check out their Instagram page. I was seeing like the different types of pests. I was like reading it. It's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Huh?
Are you on the thing?
No. Suddenly you see my face. As a joke, you should put
Like ex-girlfriends.
Yeah, I mean that's always a joke. No, I need to eliminate that. I say for humans, I charge higher.
You've come a long way
Yeah.
in that sense. And after, of course, taking over from your dad, bringing your sister on board to the business, what is like the first thing that you did?
The first thing I did, like I said, I wanted to expand, right?
Okay.
So I already had plans to hire people to attract more talent in.
Right.
Yeah, but at that point of time, my dad was like, "No, we don't need it," because the moment you hire someone as a business owner, straight
Cost.
away your cost goes up, right?
Yeah.
So which means you earn less.
Correct.
Yeah. So my bold move was to hire 2 guys straight away.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know what was I thinking, but I really had a lot of trust in them.
Okay.
Yeah.
They were friends or?
No, they were like introduced to me, and I
Okay.
spoke to them. I say, hey, no, why not you join me? I want to open up this, because we only used to do pest control.
Right.
Construction site.
Okay.
But I wanted to do F&B, hotels,
Okay.
food plants, manufacturing plants, all of
Right,
that.
right.
So I was telling my dad, there's so much more we can do.
Correct,
Why
correct.
only construction?
Okay.
Because that was his niche. Lah. Yeah. Until today, we still do construction, but we also have
Expanded some.
expanded
Yeah.
to all these different sectors. So I hired 2 people who had experience in those sectors.
So they were from already the pest
They were
industry?
already in the industry.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And then I talked to them. I told them, I said, look, we are a small company now, but this is my plan. I want to grow bigger, and this is how we're going to do it.
Okay.
And what are your thoughts? And then some of them were like, no, thank you. But the people who I actually wanted, they actually came on board
Nice, okay.
with me.
Right.
So I managed to convince them to join us. And we were a very small company. They came for bigger establishments.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they believed in the long-term vision of it.
Yeah, and until today, they are still with me.
Right.
Yeah. So they were the first one I hired because they had the expertise I didn't have.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I believe is, right, there are people way better than you.
Okay.
Even though you are a business owner,
Right.
I believe you hire someone better than you. Yeah. And I told them, I say, you all are better than me, Yeah. So why not you come and lead this division of mine?
Okay.
Yeah. So that was the first thing I did.
So when you sat down and then you were looking at the business, right?
Yeah.
Like how ahead do you plan? Like was it a 1-year plan, 3 years, 5 years?
To be honest, it was a 1-month plan.
Right.
I was running month to month. Like
Okay.
I know what I want to do next.
Okay.
Like the main goal was just to grow.
Okay.
Correct? As simple as that. The plan just came along the way.
Okay.
I didn't really like put it down, okay, by January this is gonna happen. After that I want this to happen. After that I want that to happen.
So there was no like fixed timeline. You just knew the
at
end
that
goal.
point of time, no.
Okay.
Like nowadays, okay, maybe different, right? We have a strategy, how we want to do
there's
things.
experience for you
Correct.
also.
But at that point of time, no. Didn't
Okay.
have any plan.
Taking over immediately, did you not fear like things like administrative stuff on a business like payroll, insurance,
Yeah.
all these things? Or was this already,
In place.
in
It
place?
was in place already.
Right.
But we did some tweaks to it. We changed a few stuff.
Yeah.
And like the person working with my dad until now is still working with me.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So she was the one handling all of this.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah. So until today she's still with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she took care of all of that. So I didn't really have to worry about that because
Okay.
her day-to-day job still carries on.
So that gave you some space to actually explore the expansion part
correct.
of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my role is just expansion. What can we do next?
Right.
What is the next opportunity out there?
Yeah.
So that was my
a lot of
bold move,
BD, a lot of strategy.
Yeah.
When you
stuff
were
that.
like trying to get your sister on board, right? Like what was the conversation like? Just like, okay, come join me and like this
Yeah,
is what
it
you
was
have to do.
super simple.
What was your intention like for
I
bringing
just
on?
needed someone like to be there with me, you know.
Okay.
So when like if she's there with me, right? So I feel more confident.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Like I know that someone is there with me no matter what happens.
Mm.
Correct. Because at the end of the day, they are family, right?
Right.
So at least one person there with me, so I have the confidence to do other things.
Right.
Yeah, if anything
right.
comes, okay, now I know
Okay.
we are still together. Yeah. So I told my sister, I said, I think, and plus my sister used to help out with my dad with some invoicing,
Right,
filing
right.
last time.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So by right, she worked before me.
Okay.
Yeah, but just to help out sometimes with the
right,
files.
What role was there for her? Would it be like a back office kind of thing, or also on the ground?
No, no, no.
or
She was just
op-
back office.
back office, yeah.
Just handle all the admin stuff.
Mhm.
You know, make sure everything is in place, everything is in order.
Okay, so
then
there's
let me
already
go and
the
do.
system there.
Yeah,
Someone who already knows the administration, and you bring in your sister to support those functions.
yes, and fine tune.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and operations are already running,
Operations are all running.
and you are now focused on growing.
Yeah, so my
Okay.
focus was growth, and
Mhm.
like when I wanted to do that, some people in the company was like, "No, you know, you don't
Right.
know what you're doing.
Okay.
You shouldn't do it. You know what? Why are you doing this? For what? Everything is going fine." But I was like, "No, I mean, my vision now is not to just be here. You know,
Yeah.
I want to be somewhere else.
Yeah,
I want to
yeah,
grow
yeah.
bigger. How big? I don't know, but
Oh.
just bigger than I was yesterday. You know,
Right.
yeah, take it day by day.
Where were you getting this inspiration from? Were you looking, what's out in the
Yeah.
market? Were you reading books?
Was there
yeah.
especially a mentor like that you were talking to that was
At that point of time, actually, no. I don't know, like.
this spark in you?
Yeah,
Wow.
there wasn't like I watched this, I read this book. Fun fact, I hate reading books.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So I'm more of a audio visual kind of person.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. You ask me to read a book, I'll for sure fall asleep.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can't read a book until
Okay.
today. I don't, except for my literature class.
Yeah.
Other than that, I've never completed a book.
Right. So
Yeah.
it was purely in like there was this vision in your head, and then you just went to try and
Yeah, lah, because I
execute it.
felt that I wanted to like make my dad's name proud.
Right,
Correct. So
right.
that was my pushing factor. You know?
Okay,
Like I
okay.
cannot let this die, and it need to be bigger.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was the only pushing factor.
Right.
How big and why, I don't know why, but I
It's
just
just the inner thing.
yeah.
But where were you getting these ideas from? Like how to do it?
Oh,
And,
where was I getting the ideas from?
yeah, like how would you know? Like
I don't know. It
maybe
was
if I
just
reach
trial
out-
and error. I made a lot of mistakes on the way as well. You know?
Right.
Tell us about, let's say, one mistake that you made, perhaps early on once you took
Yeah.
over.
So there was this guy that, like, say, right, I take bold moves, right? So there was this guy who painted a beautiful picture of business that we can do together.
Okay.
Wow, I'll do this, I'll do that.
He's a competitor.
No. So he
It's
wants to do with me.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, I got this experience, I got that experience. It's like, okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, come,
Right.
let's see. But he was asking for quite a huge amount of money.
Mhm.
And then at that point of time, I just hired 2 people here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? It's okay. Let me just hire him as well also.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. But at the point of time, when I hire so many people with no extra income coming in, your cash flow goes down,
Right.
down.
Right.
So there was one point where we literally had no money.
Okay.
So that was one of the mistakes I made when you never plan ahead.
Right.
Correct?
Right.
You just go and hire 3 people straight away.
Yeah.
And these 3 people you hire is the salary of maybe your salary. This is what you bring home.
Yeah.
And now you no money, company no money, and it's just sinking. No?
Right. How was the reaction from like the
No one knew. No one knew. I was
Right.
just
Of course.
eating it alone. No?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No one knew. But then, thank God, like suddenly that one big payment came in. Then like, okay, run again.
Right,
Then
right,
another
right.
big payment coming. Okay, run. Then it just goes down and then goes up.
Right.
Goes down and then goes up.
Okay.
It's
This
not.
what year was this in? 20.
This was just maybe a year into it.
right. Which
Yeah,
one?
a year into it. 2018.
Ah.
20. I took over 2017. Yeah, 2017. Yeah.
So-
about 2018, about a year in.
Bringing that person in, for those big projects, did
Yeah.
that pay off? Did the projects come in, or
That's the thing. Nothing came in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was pure fluff.
Yeah, so that one guy I hired was like sending out emails after emails and doing all of that, and I was like,
it was for business development?
yeah, and it's not, nothing is happening.
Right.
No, just trust the process.
Mhm.
6 months, 8 months after that, I had to do my first real firing,
Wow.
and I didn't know how to do it.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I was like, shit, how do I do this?
Like, how do you deliver bad news?
Yeah.
Where is the playbook on this? Like, no
Yeah.
one teaches you on.
How do
Yeah.
I do this? And then plus, like, he is 50 years old and I'm 25 years
Right,
old,
right.
and I'm like,
So how do you do it? Like how?
I was like, you know what? I think I have no money to pay you anymore.
Okay.
This is not working out, and you need to leave lah.
Okay.
Mhm.
It was that simple. I
Yeah.
didn't give a. I think he knew it was coming
Right.
eventually,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
but he was just trying to just put it as long as I can, earning that money.
Right.
Mhm.
And I think I overpaid him also.
Mm.
Yeah, because I was naive, right? You
Yep,
don't
yep,
know
yep.
what's the market rate and how do you value someone?
Right.
What kind of value can you bring in? What's your cut off
Mhm.
time? So all of that you come with experience.
Right.
When you hire someone new, like salesperson, you know your target. I didn't give him any target. No, he
Yeah.
just showed me huge numbers and I just got blinded.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because like he kind of like fed into the idea of like, oh, expansion.
Yeah.
This guy aligns with me, like come on board. Right.
Yeah. So that one I let go. But the two people that I hired first, they brought in business.
Okay.
Yeah. So they were actually one of the essential part of my business growing.
Okay.
Yeah. Because they brought in their expertise to the business. Yeah.
So when we're talking about like, say for example, maybe for our listeners also, right? Like when we're talking about this pest control, right? It's not just like catching rats, right? There's a lot more that goes into what you all do.
Of course.
Right. So when you're talking about like, say for example, you were talking about you want to go into F&B industry.
Mm-hmm.
But what are the things that you all are usually?
So normally people see that okay, pest control is just okay, you go out, you spray some chemical
Yeah.
and
Right.
you
That's
get
it.
out.
Right.
That's about it. But actually there's so much more to
Okay.
it, correct? Like example, if you go to a manufacturing plant, right? You see fly traps, you see monitoring traps.
Right.
So all of these are placed strategically.
Okay.
Why? There's a definition behind it. How many? There's a definition behind it. Not just I feel like it and I
put
going
one
to
here,
put
right.
there. And also we collect data.
Mm.
And then with this data we collect, we show to our clients that look, I think this area there's some issues because Singapore has a very high standard.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep. For sure.
So we will tell them and we will analyze everything and we will tell them, okay, look, area where you keep your chocolates, example, this area, every 3 months there's an increase in flies. Why is that? So we problem solve. Do you have some cargo coming in every
Right,
3
right.
months? Is there some kind of boxes that wasn't treated that come into your factory?
Wow.
So there are a lot of problem solving behind it, and it's fun. You get to solve the problems, right?
Right.
Like they say, oh, I've got a rat problem. When you come there, you'll never see the rat.
Yeah.
You will never ever see the rat.
Yeah.
So you
It's
don't
just the holes in the boxes and all
correct.
that,
So
right?
you just want to blindly just put up traps everywhere?
Right.
No, right? So what we do, there's always a strategy. So we place cameras, we monitor them,
Right. Okay.
and we place our tracking powder, and then whenever the rat steps on it, we use the UV light to track them where they go.
Oh wow,
And
it's
then
like a
we-
detective.
Yeah,
Man.
so
Wow.
so it's all of that work
Right.
that we put in to eliminate this.
And the business before like this expansion or that this was not what y'all were doing.
No,
lah.
no,
It was
this
mainly
was not.
focused on like the simple, straightforward stuff.
Straightforward
Right.
and very very basic stuff.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Were the big boys already doing this?
Yeah.
So you were a new player to the market.
Yes,
Suddenly.
you can say like I was kind of a new player lah.
Right. Because you were introducing the tech and all that.
Yeah, I was adopting it.
Okay.
I didn't introduce it, but I adopted it because some they already had it, but some companies they don't want to use it
Okay.
because of course they can't sell it.
Right.
You cannot show value to your customers, right?
Right.
The moment you don't show value to your customers
Yeah.
means you are just another competitor.
Correct.
The moment you show value to your customers, you can demand your price.
Do you start like poaching a lot of like big boys, big players, sales like businesses?
Not really. I just had these two people,
Okay.
and with that, I think we managed to capitalize quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now, one of them is my general manager,
Mhm.
and the other one is my country manager.
Okay.
So they grew. Like I told them, come join me. I can't pay you so much, but as we grow together.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's been like 7 years, and probably their salary doubled or
Right,
even more.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. I say, but just give me time. Now I can't. But I have this vision.
Okay.
Let's do it together.
So when you talk about country manager, means you all are not just in Singapore anymore.
No, we are in Malaysia also as well.
Right.
Yeah, so just last year we opened up in Malaysia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like in Singapore, more or less everything I feel like is running, right?
Right.
So I thought like, okay, what's next?
Okay.
So I said, okay, expansion,
Right.
globalization.
So when did this start? Like,
this started last year June, I think. Last year June. So now what I do, we acquired a company there. A
Okay.
small company, we acquired a company
And
there.
then you grow it from
And
there.
then we start
Right.
we start implementing our values and everything.
Okay.
So that's why I go down. I just came back last week.
Okay.
I'm going again, I think, next week.
Right.
Because it's still quite new.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
It's less than a year old.
so what was the strategy behind acquiring instead of like starting from?
Correct. So first when we came in, we tried to start on our own.
Mm.
So very low cost, everything, right?
Right.
But we just can't find the people to work for you.
This is in when you're talking about Malaysia,
Malaysia,
itself,
because
right?
you're not there. You
Mm.
unless you are there physically, then maybe you can start from ground zero. Because
Right.
this is not an online business, right?
Correct,
Yeah.
correct.
It's you have to be present.
Like there's
It's
no
a-
Zoom calls. To
yeah,
like,
it's a people's business.
yeah.
And if I don't hire anybody, and I mean, there was people to hire, but not the right people. I just
Yeah.
didn't feel that he was the right
Yeah.
person. So then I told my partner, I was like, I tell you what, how about we try acquiring?
Okay.
Just speak to a few companies and see what happens.
Mm.
So I spoke to about 4 or 5 companies, all willing to sell. And then
Did that worry you?
no, because it's a common practice in our industry, you know.
Really?
Right.
Yeah, like every year, like big players come to me and say, "Hey, you want to sell your company? Come, I'll purchase your company."
Even
Oh.
until today.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, 4 companies you approach and all 4 want to sell.
No. So
would-
I approached those who already
Already
wanted
want
to
to
sell.
okay.
Yeah. If that happened,
Yeah, sorry, I was wondering.
yeah. No.
Is there no pest in like Malaysia?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, no. So I spoke to a supplier, which is a good friend of mine.
Mhm.
So I said that because he's already in Malaysia, supplying in Malaysia.
okay.
I said that just put a word around and see whether any pest controllers they want to sell their business.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So after a week or two, he gave me like 5 companies.
Okay.
Yeah. So
right.
we went down, we spoke to all of them.
Okay.
We did our due diligence and then we went with a small company.
Mm.
And then from there now we plan to
Yeah.
to do the same thing all over again.
So you were mentioning like it's not online company, right?
Yeah.
Like so. The interesting thing will of course be COVID, right? At that
Mm.
point, you have been running the business for maybe 2 years,
2 to 3 years.
3 years, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to like expanding, and then
yeah.
suddenly COVID hits.
Yeah.
And then for someone who has had almost zero experience of business,
Mm.
I think a lot of even strong business owners suffered during COVID, right?
Yep,
Not sure what to do.
Mm.
What was going through your mind at that point of time as a young business owner?
I thought I was fucked, man.
Right.
You know, I really thought that shit
It's over.
is over.
Okay.
And then we were home, I was watching the news and I was like, oh my God, what's
Okay.
going to happen now? And then the best part happened, essential services.
Right.
We were part of the essential services.
Okay. This was probably in like when the release essential was in maybe May, June, within like 1-2 months of.
I think within 2 weeks only.
Oh, okay.
Within
Yeah,
2
within
weeks.
2
So
weeks.
like March of 2020.
Yeah,
April was lockdown.
yeah. So
April
there was
lockdown?
Yeah,
Okay.
if April was locked down, that means
By end of April.
By end of April,
Okay.
around there.
So
Yeah.
before that, the essential was like what was going on at that point?
I really don't know. We were trying to have Zoom calls and our guys couldn't move.
Yeah.
Only
Yeah.
our management and we were a bit blur. But I think it was quite fast that they mentioned essential services still
Okay.
can work.
Okay.
So I think we only locked down for us a week
Okay.
maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. And then thank God we could go around. So I wasn't locked at home.
Was it?
Right.
It was the implementation of the fact that you're like essential workers, right? Was
Uh-huh.
it tough? Like because you need to have certain passes and all that to prove that you are essential worker and all that, right?
Not really, because there were actually no one around. No, even like when we used, because like we still had to carry out our services,
Okay.
right? Say we go to a hawker center, you know,
Mm.
it's empty, but we still have to carry out our
Right.
pest control duties once a month, once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so our work actually just went on
Okay,
smooth without
okay.
any disturbance.
Okay.
Yeah, but
But
of
was
course,
there a lot of like businesses that wanted to stop?
Yeah. So I was just getting to that. So a lot of people was like, no, I don't need it.
Yeah.
And then we told them, no, look, it's NEA requirement that you still, if you run a food business or you are running a construction site, you still have to carry out your services.
Yeah. Especially the mosquito breeding, right?
Yeah,
That
so
would be
for
the-
construction site it closed down for like because of the foreign worker cases.
Yeah.
So the construction site closed down for almost 2 months.
Yeah.
Then only
Completely
it opened
empty.
up. It was
the
empty,
rain
rain
and-
and everything.
Mm.
So when we went in, it was a mosquito rave party over there.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell us
So,
about that.
yeah.
Did you go in to the?
Yeah. So at that point in time, because there were for us, our business actually did better during COVID.
Okay.
Yeah. So even I had to go down and
Okay,
do
okay.
the jobs because even not that, we also did disinfection.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So we did.
So you immediately
Ah.
implemented a new aspect
Yeah,
to the
because
business.
Yeah.
disinfection business would have
Disinfection.
done well.
Right,
So
right, right.
for us pest controllers, why would people call us over cleaning companies? Because we are more mobile. We have
Right.
vehicles with us.
Right.
So when they call us, we can immediately move.
Okay,
Whereas
okay.
for cleaners, they are more stationed. You know?
Right, right, right,
Yeah.
right, right,
And
right.
at point of time, we had a certification. There was a course to go for if you want to
Mm.
carry out disinfection services.
Okay.
Yeah. So we were like one of the 20, 30 companies, I guess,
Okay.
that had the certification to do disinfection.
So this was even before COVID. You all had the
Mm.
was there a reason you went to get the?
I don't know. I just
It's like some
like,
foresight, man.
Right, right, right,
yeah,
right.
like I just this course available. Okay, just take lah.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
one,
yeah.
okay, just take lah.
Mm.
Yeah. So
Right.
I used to and I still keep on doing that. No,
Yeah.
like my
Because you
office-
never know when it
Yeah,
will
my
come.
office is like you don't need. I said just I would go for it.
It
I'm
was so
going,
hard
right?
to convince you to finish your degree, but
Yeah.
just like
But for the business, you know.
I'm going, right? You don't worry. I didn't ask you to go. Yeah,
Right,
I said,
right.
I'm going. I'll take the license.
okay.
Yeah,
So then the business started.
yeah.
Booming.
So it was a,
Other
it was
than
good.
the lift disinfection and all that, right?
Mhm,
What
mhm.
else? Other aspects like do you think contributed to like the business growing?
Other sectors or
I I guess it was just us being consistent.
Mm.
You know, we were very consistent in what we did.
Okay.
Even though it was COVID time, we didn't try to cut corners, and I think our customers really appreciated that because
Mm.
they were not on ground, and we
Right,
took
right,
the
right.
effort to tell them what's happening,
Yeah.
and we are here. We are
Okay.
because I mean, if to be fair, to be frank, people can just say, yeah, I went down.
Correct.
You are not there, or you won't,
You
Yeah.
won't
even
have
know.
any proof.
Yeah. So we went the extra mile to ensure that no, don't worry, and also I think loyalty, right?
Mm.
So we without them asking, we just gave them a 20% discount.
Okay.
Yeah, and they were like, "Oh, thank you so much. I didn't even ask for it."
Right,
You know,
right,
I
right,
say,
right,
I
right.
understand your business is going through a rough patch,
Right.
so I can afford this 20%
Wow.
discount.
Okay.
So we gave it to them,
Right.
and with that came loyalty, right? They
Yeah,
were very
for sure.
appreciative.
Yeah.
That,
And
thank you so much for it.
after COVID, they'll definitely remember you and
Of
then
course,
continue using
yeah,
you.
and like so that is like what we focus on in our business is retention.
Mm.
Yeah.
So retention is very important, not just sales, right?
Yeah.
How you retain your customers
Right,
also.
right, right.
Because if you can retain your customers, then you don't really have to focus so much on sales,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You don't chase, and you forget this. And
Right.
with retention, you tend to get a good reputation also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. for
So
sure.
when companies where their strategy is just sales,
Mm.
and then they forget about retention or not much focus about retention, then they kind of get a bad name because you promised me everything,
Right.
but then you deliver rubbish, you
Right.
know.
How
Because-
what in the industry, right? Like how bad is like certain companies' reputation? Is there like some companies that are very bad reputation?
I mean, I don't know.
They don't last as long.
Yeah,
maybe.
if they have a bad reputation, means
Or
they'll
they
probably
just-
go out of
Right,
business,
right.
right? If they
Or
are in
change
business-
names somewhere and then
Yeah. If they
Could
are
happen.
in business,
Yeah.
I'll guess that it should be fine.
Mm.
Yeah, but yeah,
Are there a lot of like new players that are constantly entering the business?
I would say there are, but
Ah.
you don't. So what we are saying right now is like the barrier of entry. We would want the barrier of entry to be higher
Right.
Mhm.
because it's been said that no, it's just a pest control company.
Mm.
So your barrier of entry is very low.
Yeah.
That's where all the rubbish happens, right?
Mm.
Once you start treating it like a professional,
Yeah. like a service lah.
professional service, then you get the standards will fall into place eventually.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we are trying, because I'm a member of the Singapore Pest Management Association also.
Okay.
Yeah. So we are trying to advocate that, look, we spoke to the government agencies and telling them that the barrier of entry for pest control has to be higher.
Mm.
We have to treat this
Yeah.
as a professional service.
Yeah.
So because we deal with chemicals, we deal
Yeah.
with poison.
Yeah.
You know, all of that, people can just eat and die.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know, so what are the licenses you have
Yeah.
that to carry poison around? Not anyone should
So
be able
previously
to.
it was quite a lax.
I
the
think
law-wise.
until now it still is. It's getting better.
Okay.
Slowly.
Okay.
Slowly we managed to push a few policies through,
Right.
but we are still not at our goal yet.
Right.
Yeah. So we want to we want to educate, especially the public,
Mm.
that this is a very professional.
Yeah.
It's a good career. You know,
Right.
it's not like nowadays people see pest control.
Yeah, people might say have a notion that it's dirty work.
Yeah,
I don't want to get involved in that.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I
but-
think even for me, I had the misconception.
Correct.
Right? Until
Yeah.
I think the misconception is in Asia.
Hmm.
Whereas if you go to Europe, US, you look at them, it's a completely different thing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a very professional. They
Yeah.
speak to their customers. They engage with their customers.
yeah,
They carry out jobs. Sir, ma'am, what is your issue today? How can I help
like
you?
y'all are more like problem solvers, right?
Yeah.
You can, there's.
Correct.
Is there something that you think that like the Asian market is moving towards?
Yeah, I mean Singapore market, we want to move towards that direction,
Yep.
right?
Because I mean, Singapore does want to maintain a high standard of like
Yep.
cleanliness and all that, right?
Correct.
So y'all are essential to
Yeah.
the businesses.
Yeah.
And a little bit on that, if you guys go check out their Instagram page, right, you would actually see education portion. I was just checking it out prior to this.
Yeah.
I was seeing like the different types of pests. I was like
Yeah,
reading it. It's quite interesting.
Yeah,
And the proper methods of dealing with such things.
Are
I'm
you
like,
are you on the thing?
Huh?
Are you on the thing?
no. Suddenly you see my face there.
Okay,
Actually, as a joke, you should put one of your friends.
ex-girlfriends.
Yeah, I mean that's always a joke. No, yeah, I need to eliminate that. I say for humans, I charge higher. Yeah.
All right.